All right, guys, preparing for the upcoming recession, preparing for the upcoming recession. Happy Sunday, happy Sunday. But yeah, preparing for the upcoming recession, I think everybody should be doing. Now, I don't know if it's going to be a recession like 2007 through 2009. And honestly, that lasted for longer than that. It was kind of like up until 2010, 2011, until we started to see things correct or move on up. So I'm not sure if it's going to be something similar to that, where it's just like 3, 4 years of a prolonged recession. But I do think we're going to see a huge correction in the markets. Now, obviously, I've been talking about the crypto market. Crypto market, we're in the bull cycle and we still have more to go as far as upside. And I still believe that's the case. But I do believe this is going to end sometime in 2025. In my opinion, I think this ends in April and maybe up until July. But I think towards the end of 2025, that's when we're going to start to see a crash in the crypto prices and then also stock prices. I think stock prices will move with the crypto prices and it'll see an uptrend up until July. But I do think that we are going to see a recession towards the end of 2025. Now, in my opinion, this is probably just going to be a crash in the major indexes. Obviously, this is going to trickle down into stocks, and it's probably going to be for 6 months to 6 to 12 months, and then we'll probably start to see things pick up. Now, let me show you why I believe this is the case. Let me share my screen. All right, so what I'm using to predict, right, or give my opinion on why I believe we're going into a stock market or just a market crash in general, we're going into a recession. One is because I'm looking at the major indices like the Nasdaq, like the S&P, and like the Dow, and in my opinion, we've just been on the up and up, right? So if we look at the Nasdaq. We really haven't had much of a pullback. We had something here in 2023, but it wasn't that substantial, right? It was almost like just one of those healthy, quick corrections. But we haven't had something like this, where if we look at 2021, and I believe this is when like COVID hit, right? So 2021, we saw a crash and it went from 15,000 all the way to like 10,000. Now that's a substantial crash, right? Like 30 to 35%. And that's what I'm kind of thinking we're going to get soon, right? The Nasdaq is sitting at 19,000, 20,000, and a 30% drawdown from there would be, somewhere around that $13,000 to $14,000 range, or maybe a little bit more, right? So I do think that's in the cards for the end of 2025, just because again, the market needs to correct, right? It's a cyclical thing. Recessions are cyclical, and they happen. It's just healthy for the chart. It's healthy for the market. And if you look at the market, the Nasdaq, it just shows that it's just been on the up and up. All right, we see it too with the S&P. Right, the S&P went from 3,600 all the way to 6,000. So that has been on the up and up. The Dow is a lot bigger, so you can't really see it too much, but this has been on the up and up too, right? We haven't really seen a major crash since 2021. Again, that's if you look at the chart, 2021 is where we had that COVID. So I think there's going to be some type of black swan event. I'm not sure if it's going to be with student loans or something with the interest rates and things like that, or just our debt in general for the U.S. But I think we're going to see it. Now, the reason why I believe this is going to play in the back of 2025, like I said earlier, is because I'm using the crypto market as an indicator. Like once the crypto market ends, and again, I don't think it's going to be as a bear market as we've seen before, because we have institutional investors in. But I honestly, I'm not playing into that scenario or that story where, institutional investors are here, so they're not going to sell. I doubt that, right? This is the first cycle where institutional investors are in the space. They want to buy more at a low price. So I definitely think they'll draw it down and try to get retail out as much as possible going into the tail end of 2025. And they're going to draw that price down. In my opinion, BTC will be sitting at 70 to 80K. And that's when they're going to be racking up again slowly off the market, right? They probably won't do it, like on the exchanges. They'll probably do OTC buys and things like that. So that way they could just accrue as much as possible. But yeah, so the reason why is because I think the crypto bull market is going to end in April, right? April to July. So I can't really say there's going to be a recession, because if there was a recession, it definitely would affect the crypto market. And I don't think the powers that be are going to let that happen. They want to let this crypto bull market play out, and they want to get the gains in crypto. And once they get the gains in crypto, their plan, the institution's plan, is to sit in cash. And that is my recommendation to you guys. After you get your money in crypto and you get your gains, you get out safe, my opinion is to stay in cash, for at least the next 6 months. Let's just say that. Don't make another investing decision after you get out of crypto for 6 months. And the reason being is because what a lot of people do when they cash out in crypto, they basically take their gains and they want to invest in the next thing really quickly, or they go ahead and blow their money on a car or something like that. So you don't want to do neither of the two. You don't want to go in an investment quick. And the reason why I'm telling you don't go into an investment quick after you get your crypto gains, because I think if we're going to go into a recession, there are going to be a lot of opportunities. There are going to be a lot of things, 30, 40, 50% off. And if you don't have any capital, like, just think about it. You take your money out of crypto, you throw it back into the market, we go into a recession, you lose all that value, and then, you maybe you sell at a loss, and then you don't have any capital to go in when everything's at a discount. And this is what I've learned before. After being through 3 cycles in crypto, it's kind of goes hand in hand with the stock market. Remember, the stock market has been kind of leading the crypto market so far. I think that's going to change going into the future. But for the most part, the stock market and the crypto market move similarly, except for like when we're in this bull market and they kind of separate themselves. But for the most part, they kind of move the same way, right? They have this period where it goes up in price. You make a lot of money, but the problem is people are so high from the money that they made, they want to go into another investment fairly quickly so they can double and triple that. But what happens is they go into that investment, they lose a lot of value. Yeah, they may, if it's a quality blue chip stock or crypto, it may go up in value, but now you just wasted 2 to 3 years, right? You wasted 2 to 3 years because you lost all that value. So my opinion with this, looking at the chart, I think a recession is in the cards for 2025, the end of 2025, after this crypto bull cycle. Whenever we see crypto reach its top and then crash and then altcoins start to crash, that's when you're going to start to see all these news lines. Oh, this happened, that happened. I don't know if it's going to be some type of like black swan event, like the pandemic and stuff like that, but there's something that's going to pop up that crashes the market. And it's just, for me, this is programmed in, and everything is cyclical. And it's like every 4 years. And then in 4 years again, when we have the halving and Bitcoin, we're going to start to see a lot of positive stuff. So my goal for the next, 2 to 3 years is to get ready for the next bull cycle. Take my money out, right? And I'm not saying you can't take little trades here and there that, you do your research on, but not the bulk of your money. I think the bulk of your money should be, in cash until we see the crash, until you can see, okay, this kind of looks like it bottomed a little bit, or at least, it crashed a bit, and now I can get into this quality asset, right? And then obviously it's going to be on a case-by-case basis depending on what you invested in, what asset you're in. So yeah, my tip is, after this crypto bull market, try to stay in cash for 6 months. What that's going to allow you to do is going to allow you to think clearly and not just go into anything, just really quickly, and you go ahead and lose all those gains. You need to focus. You need to be prepared for the upcoming recession, because that's a lot of, and I've seen that too. A lot of the times why people can't make money is because when there is a dip, there's no cash, right? You go to your bank and there's just no cash. You've been using it on vacations. You've been using it on technology and all this stuff, and that's why most people just stay average too. They don't have the money to invest. I remember back when it was, again, when Bitcoin was at $3,000 to $10,000. I was telling people about it, and some people wanted to invest. They just didn't have the capital to do so. Remember, the average, like the average person doesn't have $1,000 saved. So when you're telling somebody about BTC at $3,000, $10,000, and they don't have $1,000 saved, it doesn't mean anything to them, right? And they have all these responsibilities. Maybe they have kids, and all the money that they come in, they maybe be able to put like $100 away each month. So by the end of the year, you have $1,000 saved, but at that point, the opportunity has passed. So a lot of the times, the middle class and below that, it's not that they don't want to invest. It's because it's the fact that they don't have the money. They see the opportunity, and that's kind of the worst part, because there's some people that don't see the opportunity and don't have the money, but it's terrible when you see the opportunity and you don't have the money. So you need to be able to have the money and see the opportunity. And I think with the upcoming recession, if you're able to do that, you'll be able to double, triple your money. Let's say if you're a person that made 100K, maybe let's just say 80K in this crypto bull cycle. You took like 10 grand, you got 80K. You tucked it to the side. Maybe you put 10 grand in the bank. Now you got seven. Then you say, okay, this 70 grand is going to be for my next investment. You wait until the crash comes. You lay out, you have your watch list of assets, right? And during that time, while you're waiting for the crash, you're not just waiting, right? You're gathering a list of assets and say, okay, if these 10 assets go on sale, here's my top 3 that I say, okay, I'm going to put money into this one. That's what you're doing while you're waiting. You're not just sitting waiting for a crash, right? You're also doing analysis and saying, okay, at this price, this is a discount. At this price, this is a discount. You don't just wait for a crash and then just start listening to what people say on Twitter and then purchase anything. You need to make sure that you know what assets are valued at and when they go on sale, right? What price makes them a on sale asset. So yeah, you need to, so you have that 70 grand and you say, okay, well, now when this thing crashes, at this point, I could put that in, and then you potentially get a double or triple. That 70 grand has now turned into 140 to 200, 210, right? Now you're like 10 to 20% close to $1 million, right? And then you kind of just repeat that cycle, and you do your thing. But if you're not ready, you won't be able to take advantage of this upcoming recession. And again, I don't think it's going to be a prolonged recession like 2007. It could be, but with all the debt we have and the student loan debt and all this other stuff, I think it could possibly be the case. But we do have the AI stuff coming in, so I think that's going to bring a lot of productivity to the U.S. and stuff like that. So I think we'll bounce back, but I think there is going to be a period where things just crash towards the end of 2025. But yeah, that's how I think you should get ready for the recession. Get a cash pile ready. Get your list of assets that you want to purchase, and I think you'll be in good shape. All right, that's pretty much it. If you guys are watching, please like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see. Oh, and I just put a video out last night. The 5 worst cryptocurrency investing mistakes. I put that out last night. Make sure to go watch that. We are in a crypto bull market, so you don't want to make those mistakes. I put that out last night. Go check it out. All right, that's it. Take care. Bye.